Yeah, I mean, have a look. We have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and I don't usually look at the bottom, but I did there. And this is about building something, but it's the one of the things that I think a lot of people don't understand with the Three of Pentacles is it is working together and it's compromise, but it's using mind, body, and spirit. Think about it. This guy represents the kind of body aspect because he's doing that physical labor, the physical work, right? This is the mind guy with his plan saying, oh, well, maybe we need to do this. And this is what the plan says. Are we going by the plan? This guy, and it looks like a monk, right? So I think always think of that as the soul or the spirit, that kind of aspect of it. We go by intuition. And it's almost like we need to use the head, the heart, and the physical to achieve what we want. So yes, we have turned this into working with other people because there's three people here. But it might be pulling in all those aspects of yourself to go forward in what it is that you're trying to build. Just wanted to add that there for you. But we have the moon here, guys. So when we get to the moon part, this is all about things are not as they seem. The moon is a card of illumination. What does that mean? It means that we are shown something, something is illuminated to us. But unlike the sun, where everything gets shown to us clearly and we can see a path to our own happiness, this is almost like we are shown all the obstacles to what it is that we want to achieve, where we want to go, what we're doing. Because we look down the path, and you can see it very clearly in this. You see the pathway ahead, but it kind of dips. We can't see all of it, right? And it's quite well lit actually in this one. But usually, if you think about it, if you were looking down a street and the moon came out, there'd be parts that are in shadow. You can see some parts clearly. And this is not about what you can see. You can see the pathway. It's about the parts that you can't see. Now, if you were looking down a street and, you're looking down the street and I said to you, okay, walk down the street. And you'll be like, no, I can't. And I ask you, why? And you'd say, because of the shadows. And I'm like, well, what's in the shadows? They're just shadows. You might say, well, there's a wild dog waiting to attack me. There's a ditch there. I could break my neck. There's someone waiting to attack me. The shadows represent, or the parts of the path that are unseen, that's our fears, because we can't see one way or the other. So the only thing that can fill that void or fill that space are our own fears, our own ideas. And we all have that inner saboteur. Now, it's designed to keep us safe. But this is about doing the shadow, looking at, well, okay, what is stopping me from going down this path? And so the moon very much for me is walking the path on faith. And that's this week. That is this week. Now, you don't have to have faith in other people. I always say that. That's how we screw ourselves up, It's never about having faith in what someone else will do or give us, or, it's about us. When we have faith in ourselves, when we know, okay, I have strong boundaries, I know what I love, I know what I'll accept, I know what behavior or treatment I will deem as, acceptable or not, we can go anywhere. We have no worries. Because we don't need to have faith in anything or anyone outside of ourselves. We just have faith in ourselves. That's what makes us strong. And so we have the Lovers here. What makes your faith strong? What is it that you love? That's the point here. What is it that you love? And the Lovers, they never, there's always distance between, there's a bloody mountain between them. So there may be an obstacle. This is where we get that sense of, well, I love this person, thing, whatever. My heart's already chosen it. But what are the obstacles? Again, what are the shadows, right? To get to it. And so we kind of feel like if we feel like it's a decision, right? Do I go for this? But your heart's already picked. It's called the Lovers. It's not called the Thinkers. How do we close that distance between ourselves and what we love? Well, they're naked. I'm not saying take your clothes off, but it's very much about saying, this is me. This is who I am. And I always see the difference between the Two of Cups and the Lovers as being, the Two of Cups is very much about seeing our similarities. The cups are the same. Here, there's differences. They're different, but they're both showing what their truth is. And it's blessed by an angel, right? So it's a blessed union, or, it says, go for it. Go for what it is that you love. But we talk ourselves out of it. That's where the kind of logical stuff comes in. Or we allow our fears to creep in and say, well, it's an obstacle. This won't happen. But your heart's already picked. That's the point of the Lovers. It's just, are you going to go for it or not? It might be to do with a relationship, a long distance relationship, sometimes with the Lovers coming up. It may be to do with, I get the sense that the timing has been off. The timing has been off. You've either felt like it wasn't the right time to go for it, or, there was all these obstacles or whatever it was that you wanted to go for. Work, it can be anything. This is not pointing in one direction. Just because the Lovers is there, it doesn't mean A lot of people love their careers, love what they're trying to achieve, love their families, right? Any kind of relationship. And we have the Empress coming up as the past or foundation. I feel like a lot of effort's gone into this. The Empress is all about giving birth to something new, creating something new. You know, she's the wife, the mother, domesticity. She's all of that nurturing, caring, loving energy that comes in. We have Venus here. The point of her coming up here, I mean, have a look. You have 4 major arcanas coming in. The whole top row is major arcana. So when major arcana cards come in, that's to do with the direction of our life. It's the larger path that we walk. You know, we experience it day to day, and that's the minor arcana. But this is bigger. This feels bigger, and it's like, okay, well, if I do this, and no wonder you're pausing for a moment and saying, well, you know, I'm worried about this, or what's going to come about from this, because you've created something, you've started something. Now, the Empress reminds us, very much like, you know, a woman giving birth, you must first conceive the baby, then you must grow the baby, then you must give birth to the baby. And even when the baby's born, it must be nurtured, it must be taken care of. You know, we can't just give birth to a baby and just let it fend for itself. It doesn't work that way. And that's the same with projects. Think of the baby as anything that you're trying to start, because she represents more abundance. But, you know, it kind of feels like there's a pause here saying, look, I've started something. I've wanted to build something. There's an opportunity for it now. But I don't think there's no answers here. There's no answers. And it's like, do I keep going? And it may make you feel vulnerable. You know, there is that energy coming in. Right now, Ace of Pentacles is coming in. So again, it's sowing more seeds. The Ace of Pentacles is the seed that we plant. And the thing is, I always say this, the Ace of Pentacles for me, it's the minor arcana of the sun. The sun is the potential for great happiness. And think about a seed. A seed has the potential, I don't know, like an apple seed or something. If you were to plant that, it would turn into an apple tree. It holds the potential to be that, even though it's tiny. That's the Ace of Pentacles. What seed are you sowing right now? And that's what I'm getting. It's kind of strange because you've already put so much time, effort, energy, emotion into something. And it's like, keep going, keep planting the seed, keep working on the garden. And it's like, I haven't had the fruits of the first thing that I did. Like, what? What do you want me to do? So that's where the moon comes in. Because I don't feel like there is fully the results or you've achieved, you know, but this is a part of that. Think about it, right? Remember what I said, major arcanas. This is a smaller, if this is the battle, or if this is the war, sorry, that would be a battle. And I'm sorry to use kind of warrior terms. That's how I usually think about life. Not because it's difficult or because it's a fight. It's that plan. This is the long game. This is what you're doing right now to further the bigger plan, right? What is it that you're planting right now? What is it that you're starting right now? Anything that starts with the Ace of Pentacles, it starts slowly. Think about when you plant a seed. We don't immediately see results, right? But it is about laying that foundation strong. And it's something that has the potential. It has the potential to give us long-term security and stability. But yeah, you know, with the moon coming up here, it's almost like, I don't know. And think about it. If you were planting a seed, you want the sun to shine on it. It needs light. It needs water. It needs all of these things. This is almost like you're trying to grow something in the dark. That's what I'm getting. Whatever it is. You know, something that you love. And it's about going for something that you love. And the Empress, this might have been something you were manifesting, something that you've been nurturing, caring for. There is a new beginning, though, here. The thing is, by planting this new seed, where that leads you is the Wheel of Fortune, which is more opportunities coming in. The season changes, you know, that wheel keeps turning. The Wheel of Fortune very much for me says the time is now. The time is now. I think this message is very strongly for those people that have done work on themselves, done the shadow work, they've been nurturing, they've been caring. Whenever pentacles show up, that is real world stuff. That's not the emotions, that's not the thoughts, that's not the passion or the energy. This is tangible things. What is the real tangible step that we can take to achieve this? To plant the seed, to take that first step. Because it brings in more opportunities and it sits underneath the Lovers. So it's almost like, well, the time is right now. Whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers, there is an element, especially if this is a romance or a relationship. I've done soulmate readings for people who come in and ask about friends. You know, they want to make the most of, they see their, I've had someone who came in and said their best friend was their twin flame. I've had a few people that do that. So it doesn't always have to be romance. And that's what I love about these people, that, you know, they understand that we can have those connections with so many different people. This is fated. It feels fated. But it felt like the time was never right, no matter how much work and effort went into it. Now you're getting to a place. But what is this? What is the real, practical, tangible step that can be taken here that leads to this? And that's why the advice is the Four of Cups. Think about it. That's the Ace of Pentacles. This is the Ace of Cups. Sometimes we can put so much time and effort into something that we can only see it one way. We tell ourselves, well, I have to pick one of these. That's what he's doing. Look, he looks miserable, arms crossed. And let's face it, if he was at all thrilled or wanted any of these cups, he'd take one of them. He'd take one of them. But he's nonplussed. They're not doing it for him. What does he want? He wants that cup. Did you go through all of this, whatever the Empress is, working on yourself, taking care of stuff, nurturing, you know, your idea of abundance, manifesting, whatever it is? Did you go through all of this to just accept one of those that you don't want? This is trying to get a square peg to fit in a round hole. That's how I always see the Four of Cups. It's boredom. It's apathy. No matter, the main message here is, no matter how much time and effort you put into something, there is one step, a new beginning that can be had right here. And it brings in that cup. That's emotional happiness, you know, a new beginning. If you're looking for a new cycle, new love, spiritual growth, whatever this relates to, this is the game changer, the Ace of Pentacles. But I get that sense that, look, I've already done so much. I still can't see the path clearly. I've put in so much effort. I know what I love. How do I close this distance? It feels insurmountable. Yep. Listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but need to listen with a loving heart. And that's kind of the type of message that I was getting. Remember, I said right at the start, you're not going to get that confirmation, whatever it is. It's like you are going in the dark. But think about it. If you're in the dark and you can't really see what's going on, you can't go too quickly either, right? You're going to go slowly. Earth energy. You're going to feel around. You're going to fumble around, but you're going to try to make progress. If I locked you up in a dark house, you're not just going to sit there waiting for the lights to come on. You'll try to find a way out. You may have to move slowly so you don't trip up or bang into things, but you will still move. And so this is the key to everything. The moon is about listening to our intuition. You're not going to get the answers from outside of you. You listen to what your intuition's telling you, what your gut feeling is in this situation. The moon can indicate, you know, dreams. It's Pisces energy. But listen with your heart, that's where the answers come from. How do you progress this? Where do you want to go with this? What's the seed that you want to plant here? Oh, gosh.